Hi, I'm Zerfall. This is my 100 subscriber special, and we're about to play. This is a pretty awesome game for the Commodore 64. It came out in '84, and it's by Activision. Activision made a ton of amazing games for the Commodore 64. We'll play quite a few of them over the course of the next year, I suppose. And my favorite part about the startup here is every time you hit the spacebar, it says Ghostbusters. When I was a kid, I used to try to line it up with the bouncing ball. You can also learn all the lyrics to Ghostbusters here, in case you didn't know what they were. Anyways, without further ado, let's press F1 or F3 to start. Ghostbusters. For professional, paranormal, investigations, and eliminations. We're ready to believe you. To form a Ghostbusters franchise in your city, please state your name, last comma first. Fall, comma, whoops. Zer. Do you have an account? New. In that case, welcome to your new business. As a new franchise owner, the bank will advance you $10,000 for equipment. Use it wisely. Good luck. So, now we get to pick our ghost-busting vehicle. There's 4 ones to choose from: the compact, the hearse, the station wagon, and the high performance. If we hit space and then enter, it shows us them. Now, for whatever reason, this version of the game that I've got has graphical glitches. The first 2 cars are messed up. This is the compact. It looks like a bug when you see it normally. And it can carry 5 items, and it's kind of slow. The next one is the 1963 hearse, which is the one they use in the movie. It carries 9 items, and it goes faster. The next one is the station wagon. It doesn't have graphical glitches. It carries a lot more items, and it goes 110. And then there's the high-performance car. It goes very fast, but it can only carry 7 items, which is kind of worth it, actually. We're going to go with the classic hearse car. And the first thing we're going to grab here is this PK energy detector. We're going to grab a marshmallow sensor. That's a very important thing to have. And an image intensifier. I don't remember what they do, but I'm pretty sure it's important. On page 3 here, we have the portable laser confinement system. It's $8,000. When you can afford it, it's great because then you only need 1 trap, because you can just load it up every time. Ghost bait is actually one of the most important items of the game. We'll get into that later. Traps obviously are required. Ghost vacuum is pretty good too. It lets you slow down the speed at which the PK meter rises. And we are going to grab 3. Is there anything else we didn't buy? Oh, we don't have enough. Yeah, so that's our loadout for this. Normally I'd like to get more traps, but actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we couldn't get more traps if we went with a smaller car. Anyways, to start we hit E, and right away we'll start into the game. And this first building is always the first building to have a ghost. This is our messed up car. You drive around like this, left, right. You can dance to the music. Normally it actually is pretty good, but later on there'll be ghosts flying around, and if we run them over in the Pac-Man map mode, we'll be able to suck them up and slow down the little PK energy meter at the bottom there that's rising. That's the gist of catching ghosts. You try to make a triangle and trap them in it, and then press the trap button and hopefully they get sucked up. Every once in a while they get all ninja on you and they fly around the trap in a circle, but that doesn't happen too often. This is a purple house. Purple houses have more PK energy than normal, and they might have a ghost soon. They also might not, so it's better at the beginning of the game to wait until they actually turn red. Because if you waste your time, you waste your chances at making money. You can see we made 1,100 bucks there. We need to make $10,000 before Zuul shows up. And if we don't, then we're kind of screwed. So we'll continue trying to make money here, and while we work at making money, I'm going to talk about having 100 subscribers. It's pretty exciting. My subscriber count has slowed down since 1F Jeff has shuffled up his new Let's Player subscriber getter sidebar. I have to say, if I wasn't on that, I'd never probably be to 100 by now. I'd have a long way to go ahead of me, but because of him, a lot of you are here. Mysterious JG and Bobo the Vulture, with all of his recent comments, have also netted me quite a few subscribers, and I have to thank them for that. Now that I'm at 100 subscribers, and my successful Let's Play of Mystic Arc is winding down, and my slightly less successful Let's Play of God Medicine is also winding down. Whew, that was a close one. It's time to pick some new games. So, for the Super Nintendo, I need a new RPG to play here, and I'm going to be playing a game called Monstania. I haven't heard of it before. It was translated, but that's because it never came to North America. It's a fun little tactical RPG, I believe they're called. No traps. Where, those are the games that play kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics, except it's a lot less complicated. You don't have to do character management near as much, and it's more fun for me. I've played the Final Fantasy Tactics games, I've beat them, but I always found them a bit grinding and a bit, I don't know, always trying to find the secret characters and all that. A lot of work. So this one should be fun. It's like a combination of, or it's like a less hardcore tactical RPG. The attack button, you don't have to go into a menu, just walk up to a monster, press A, it attacks them. So it should be fun. It's got a neat little story to it too. And you seem to level up at the end of every single battle no matter what, from what I've played of it so far. So we just headed back to Ghostbusters headquarters because we ran out of traps. They're empty now. We've put them in the containment unit in the basement. So we can catch 3 more. So I'll have to try to keep track of how many ghosts have actually been captured. And there we go. When I was practicing this game for this recording, I actually started doing pretty crappy around halfway through the game, so hopefully that doesn't happen again. But if it does, we'll just have to deal with it when it happens. Oh, there's a house. Sometimes hard to see the ones at the top and the bottom when they're ghost houses. I'm also looking forward to playing actually my first game ever for the Famicom Disk System. It's called... what is it called? The Sword of Kalin. And it's kind of like... it's been compared to YS. I believe that's how the game's pronounced. YS. A lot in its gameplay style. I don't think it's exactly the same, but it is definitely similar with the you walk into the monsters until you kill them sort of thing going on. And I might actually play YS 2. Not number 2, but I mean as well. Because I haven't seen a lot of people playing the original NES version of it. A lot of people have played the remakes out there on YouTube's, but not a lot of people have played the original. So I figure I'll give that a try, see how it goes. I also want to start playing more adventure games. Do you remember Princess Tomato? I remember Princess Tomato, and I thought it was pretty fun. And it turns out there's a lot more games like that that came out in Japan that never came here. And I've got a few of them already downloaded and ready to play, translated to English, luckily. They're kind of boring if you don't have the chance to read what the text says. One example is the Moon Princess story, which is based on the Princess in the Bamboo Shoot, I believe, is what the story is. And it has a pretty good story to it. And there's a couple other ones. I won't get into all the names now, I suppose, because if I decide not to play them later, I'll have evidence that I gave up on them. But those are the ones that I'm going to probably start on pretty soon. There's also Silva Saga, which is similar to Dragon's Quest, like it's an old NES game, but it's more. It's got a good story. I don't remember Dragon Quest that well. I played it when I was very young. I was called Dragon Warrior at the time, and I don't recall it having much of a story other than you have to save the princess. So hopefully this game has a bit more of a story, but we'll see how it goes. And another fun announcement, if you consider Let's Play Together's fun, how to traps again, I wasn't paying attention, is I'm going to be doing some Let's Play Togethers with my good friend, The Clinch. I believe that's what he's decided to go by for his internet handle. And we're going to be starting with Pool of Radiance, which is an old DOS Dungeons & Dragons first-person RPG. So we'll be going through that. We're each going to pick 3 characters out of the party and load them up however we want. And then we're going to roleplay. So hopefully that's fun. He's a pretty funny guy. He's got a good sense of humor. So I think that he's actually probably pretty well suited to the Let's Play hobby. I'm surprised he doesn't want to do it just himself, but maybe we'll get him hooked after playing a little bit of Pool of Radiance with us. We're also going to be playing a lot more Commodore 64 games and Nintendo games. 2-player ones that are hard to play by yourself, I suppose. And one of them, the first Commodore 64 game, should be Realm of Impossibility. It was one of my favorite Commodore 64 games when I was growing up. I remembered it being super awesome. My brother and I could not for the life of us remember what the hell the name of the game was. For years and years. We lost the disc, had no idea what it was called, and I was randomly looking up something else, and the game was mentioned. And I text messaged my brother the name of the game, and I started explaining what it was, and he's like, "You don't even need to tell me, I already remember now." So it was a pretty fun game. You're pretty much like an Indiana Jones style guy, and you're running through different temples of doom trying to get the different treasures, and I eventually get to the Realm of Impossibility as one of the dungeons. So it's pretty fun. There's skeletons, there's giant circle blob things that come at you, and there's magic spells, so it should be fun. If anyone has any NES or Commodore 64 games they would like to see played, I mean, always just leave me a comment on my channel or send me a message. Or I'm on the Voltron Army forums at Voltron Army, so you could always go there. Check out that community too. They've actually been really helpful with some stuff. When I was first setting up, I learned a lot there about mics and programs to use and all that sort of jazz. As well as it's just a fun community. There's a lot of interesting conversations going on there. And they've recently made a new edition, Voltron Army Television, which just lets people that Let's Play go there, and it's kind of like an ad for your channel, I guess. But if you go to the VATV, people sign up, and then it shows your stream on their website too. I streamed once, and it was mainly just Windows games because I was testing it out for the first time. But I might start doing a little bit more streams. I've thought about doing some interactive Let's Plays where people decide what happens next and all that stuff. But there aren't a lot of that many open-ended sort of games for the Super Nintendo, NES, Commodore era. Even old DOS games. One game I toyed with was maybe the first Fallout. But, I mean, there's a lot of Fallout Let's Plays out there. The other one might be the original, not Uncharted Waters, but... Oh yeah, no, Uncharted Waters. The original Uncharted Waters, not New Horizons. It might be a good game for that sort of stuff, so if you would like to interactively play that, let me know. If you can think of a better game, I by no means know every single game that exists on any system, so there might be some old games that are perfect for Let's Playing together. I don't really want to do like any of the Elder Scroll games. They're very much covered already out there, and I don't think I'll do a better job than some of the people that have done it. So I don't want to step on any toes, or, you know, not piss people off, but piss myself off by not being good at it. No traps. Good thing they told me. So, anyways, that's the future of the channel. Hopefully it goes well. I'd like to thank everybody that's been commenting lately. It's really nice to get comments. Even if they are on videos that are super old, I read every single comment that I get. And I've never gotten a bad comment, really, so... thanks for not trolling, I guess. The PK energy is going to get over 1,000 soon, and that's when it really starts to pick up in speed. And that's when we're gonna really need to stop missing ghosts and start capturing a lot more, because, like I said, we gotta get to $10,000 or the bank, which I assume is in the same city as us, forecloses on our franchise, and we can't fight Zuul, so then the bankers get killed. So I don't know why they would take away all your equipment right exactly when Zuul shows up, instead of, say, waiting till right afterwards. But that's, I guess, the way those bankers roll. They just think about the money and not the ramifications of what they're doing. I suppose that's why the economy collapsed a little while ago. But we'll not get into politics here. Is that one going to turn red? Let's give it a chance. The Zuul fight is actually kind of easy if you get your timing right. Now, I haven't gotten my timing right in a while, so I might get killed. I'll probably save the state right before the Zuul fight, so that... no ghost yet. So that if it does fail, I can just load it back up and say, hey, here's what would have happened if I didn't suck. Let's catch all 4 ghosts, I guess, since no houses are turning red. Oh, there we go. Yeah, a lot of old Commodore 64 games had very repetitive gameplay. Like, this is a fun game, I'm having a good time playing it. I don't know how good of a time you're having watching it, because it's just the same thing over and over again. I drive on this little street, I cycle with 3 ghosts, sometimes 4, sometimes 2, sometimes none, and then I try to capture a ghost in a trap, and often fail. So, I don't know exactly how entertaining this game is to watch be played through all the way, but if you're still watching by now and not turned it off, chances are you actually found this somewhat entertaining, or at least informative. I'm failing less frequently now. Actually, did I fail in this version? Man, I haven't been paying enough attention. I'll fail on the next one. No, I'll fail after I get enough money, I suppose. Just so you can see kind of what happens when you fail. In case I didn't already. I'm not the best at paying attention to what I'm doing when I'm talking. As witnessed by all the people that have died in the Mystic Arcs Let's Play. And also not noticing that that was a death spell. That was a pretty lame loss there. I could have easily used the anti-death spell and not had Zerfall die, and Darkness would be dead by now. But instead we're going to have to go all the way back and do it again. I'll probably do that either later tonight or tomorrow, so by Saturday the new video should be up. And who knows, depending on how the game goes, I might end up playing all the way through to the end, if I've got the time. So you can see the energy has started going up a little bit faster. Starting now, it'll start going up more and more, and there's now a risk of an attack by a familiar character, which is why we need the ghost bait. You'll understand that when it happens. I don't want to kind of give it away. I probably already did. Oh, no traps. Right. Oh, and it turned red too. The houses are going to start turning red a lot faster as the PK meter goes up, and the ghost actually leaves quite a bit faster too, so you have to be a lot more careful about getting there on time. And that's when the speedy car comes in. And you can also make a lot more money with the fast car because you can drive around a lot more often. You can afford a portable containment unit, so you don't have to worry about, you know, getting back to home base every time. You just go house to house. The beginning of the game is really slow when you have the fast car, though, because you can get places so quickly. There's a lot more waiting in between the red houses. But by the time the PK meter gets up to a couple thousand, or a few thousand, I suppose, red houses are aplenty, and you actually have trouble keeping up with them as opposed to having trouble getting to them, like, getting to them fast enough. You actually end up having to leave a lot of houses behind. It kind of helps give a bit of the Frantic feel for when the town is taken over by ghosts, right before, you know, after the containment unit explodes in the movie. Ghostbusters is actually one of my favorite movies. We used to watch it after coming home from the bar on VHS. And that sounds like it's dating me, but it's not. Because we actually had a DVD player at the time, but we watched it on VHS anyways. Not to say my favorite. One of my favorite lines from the movie is at the very beginning, when they're examining the stack of books, and all of a sudden there's like a bit of music change, and Ray says, "Listen, do you smell something?" Like, getting everyone to be quiet makes it easier to smell it. Oh crap, okay, so when you mess up you have to kind of just hope for the best. And that time the best happened. Okay, we might have enough money after one or two more houses. And extra money is not a bad thing. You are going to need the extra money, just in case you mess up. Because there are ways to actually lose money in this game. Hopefully we don't show them off too many times. If I've made enough money, I might let it be shown off once. If I screw up, I'll probably let it be shown off once anyways. For a game with 4 directional buttons and a joystick button, there's actually quite a few ways to mess up. You can cross the streams, you can get slimed. At the end of the game, you can actually die, I think. I don't know if it counts as dying, but it certainly seems to. Maybe the ghost will be there by the time we get there. Yeah. Nope. Shrug it off. These 2 houses are going to become ghost houses soon. Alright, let's catch these ghosts. I might stop catching the ghosts just so that the PK meter goes up faster once I've made enough money. Because if you don't mess up, the game actually kind of drags on a little bit. When I was a kid, I never noticed that, but I suppose I was just happy to be allowed to play video games instead of being made to go outside. I know it was for my own good, but being made to go outside when you didn't feel like it was... Well, it was fun at the time once you got outside, but before you got outside, it was kind of annoying. Especially when you'd take a long trip to your friend's house. He had a lot more Commodore 64 games than you, and you guys could just not wait to play that, and your parents say, "You've been cooped up in a car all day. Go play outside." At the time, I had no idea why they would do this sort of thing, but I do realize now that it was probably mainly so that they could hang out with their friends and have a couple drinks. And I'm pretty sure I'll probably end up doing the same thing to my kids one day when I have them. Alright, this house might net us enough money. I think it's how many ghosts you capture on the way there count for a bonus in cash on some of the houses. Maybe it's how fast you do it. Which isn't going to be fast on this one because I messed up. That was a lucky shot. Alright, do I have to go back to base now? Let's find out. Nope. I'm glad they tell you ahead of time you need to get traps, rather than letting you drive all the way there and then having to drive back. When I was a kid, I never seemed to run out of traps. It's like I actually knew what I was doing. Whoops, he's facing the wrong way. So what we can do instead is line them up like this. I should have come in the other way first, too. Oh! Alright, that's one guy down. We get 3 men. And actually, it seems like this particular franchise of Ghostbusters is not an equal opportunity employer. You have 3 men and they all look the exact same. Whereas in the movie, there were 4 men and they didn't all look the exact same. So, my backup men are all out of action. Go to GHQ. And there's no option to hire anybody else, too. Like, you'd think after you made so much money, you'd be able to, like, hire extra employees for a certain amount of money or something like that. I don't know. It seems like it might be a good addition to the game. We're about to hit the 3,000 mark on the PK energy. Things are going to start going faster after that again. As you can see, there were already 2 flashing houses on the map screen last time. And as the PK energy goes up, the chances of disasters happening in the city also go up. There's really only one disaster that can happen, and you'll recognize it when you see it, unless... I'm sure there's people that haven't seen Ghostbusters the movie, but if you haven't, I actually don't know what's wrong with you, and you should probably watch Ghostbusters the movie. It's a pretty sweet movie, it's pretty funny, it's, you know, some classic comedians. Actually, there's a few people from SCTV on there. And if you haven't seen SCTV, you should probably do that too. It's a pretty funny TV show back in the day. A lot of Canadian comedians on it. Jumpstarted a lot of their careers. You might recognize some of them. John Candy. Dave Thomas. The Dave Thomas that didn't found Wendy's. And I think that's why he's actually better known. He's not well known for all of his acting roles and stuff. He's better known for he's that Dave Thomas on TV that doesn't own Wendy's. Actually, with all the Wendy's commercials that are around, I wouldn't be surprised if Dave Thomas, the owner of Wendy's, actually had more acting credits to his name. So, hey, I didn't notice, but that last one put us over the $10,000 we needed. So, all we gotta do is keep from losing money, I guess. Oh, yeah. The trap is much more thrilling when it gets him on the way down, but I'd much rather not have to worry about that. Oh, out of traps. I'm not sure if where it is on the road is actually based on where it is on the road relative to where you ran it over. Apparently all the roads in the city are 3 lanes going in whatever direction I want to go in, and there's no other traffic. Alright, let's get to this house. Once we get $1,500, I'll be a lot more comfortable about the fact that I'm not going to mess up too bad. But until that happens, there's still a real chance that I could lose this game. Actually, until it gets much higher than that, but it shouldn't be too bad. If I can get to 1,500, I think I can make it to Zuul. Oh, it's gonna be a fast drive. All the way to the left, all the way to the right. Then we're there. head back to GHQ just in case. And the one right next to GHQ is on red? Yes. I'm doing much better than the last playthrough I played of this game. I didn't make Zuul on... Oh, close. I didn't make Zuul the last couple times I played this. It's actually pretty easy to mess that up. You can see how many houses are turning red at once now. A whole lot of them. Ghostbusters. I might as well go here, I guess. I think it might be a graphical glitch that we can see the ghosts so well too, because last time I played this on a real Commodore 64, which was actually last week, you couldn't see the ghost behind certain colors. It was like it was inside the building or something, and it made it a lot harder to capture the ghost on some of the buildings where it was the solid gray colored buildings, because you could only see the ghost when it was near the windows, whereas the white brick buildings were really easy because the ghost was... these are the buildings where it was kind of hard. It was like they only showed on the white part. Oh! Oh, I wasted 2 bait on that one. Anyways, that's the disaster. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. We made him sad instead, and the city's gonna give us $2,000 for averting a marshmallow catastrophe. If you mess that up, he smashes a building, nothing ever happens in that building again, and also the city charges you $4,000 for not stopping a... Well, I suppose it's a natural disaster, supernatural disaster. It's not like we caused it. But you can run out of ghost bait, and now that I hit the button twice instead of once, it might happen. Especially with how many times this has happened in the recent time. But since they only charge us... I'm out of traps too. Since they only charge us $4,000 for losing, if we capture one more Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and then another Stay Puft Marshmallow Man smashes something, we'll still have made money. So we won't have to worry about not making the prerequisite amount. I don't know why they made it so you could put all your bait in one place by mistake, but they decided to. And I think it was kind of jerkish of them. We might actually want to wait a little while at this one. Let the PK meter go up just so that we don't see too many more Stay Puft Marshmallow Men. I know in the movie there was only one, but apparently in this world there can be several. Sad face. Marshmallow Men. Mayor awards you $2,000. See, it's an award for preventing the catastrophe, so I have no idea why you should be punished for not preventing it, but they charge you for the damages, and apparently all the buildings cost $4,000 in this game. And all the stuff in the building, so they're rather inexpensive buildings. I guess they're smashed pretty easily then. Oops. I thought he was a little more left. Oh well, let's show you this. This is what happens when you cross the streams. You crossed the streams! Fortunately, your backpack shorted out in time. Go back to GHQ. 2 out of your 3 men get knocked out by that, and you have to go back to GHQ and get new backpacks for them. And I saw a white building, and that means Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And you could see, since all the ghosts were so close together, there wasn't even time to press B. But I pressed it and wasted a bait. So I'm gonna run those ghosts over, and then head back. And you see, they took our money. Those damn bastards. But the game is winding down. I should have saved it sooner. I'm not gonna save it right now. I'm gonna wait wait until we get to Zuul with enough money to save the state. And then we'll see where we go from there. Alright, let's... You'll remember in the movie, or maybe you won't, maybe I'll leave how you beat Zuul out, just in case there's some people that haven't actually played Ghostbusters. Now, the gatekeeper is in the Zuul building already, and that's how you know it's almost time for Zuul times. I'm pretty sure it's when it gets to all nines, it's time to fight Zuul. Actually, I'm going to save it now, using the menu so I can remember the quick save button. Because hitting quick save instead of quick load and vice versa are some of the worst things that can happen in your life. Oh, see, I don't have any bait left. Because I used 2 by mistake. So if you ever mess up using the bait, you're kind of screwed. Now, everyone's heading to Zuul. And here's what the Zuul is. You are this guy, and you can walk around, and you have to try to walk into this building without getting crushed by the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And if you do, it just laughs at you. And you've got 3 men to try to get up there. And you've got to successfully get 2 of them up there. You gotta go a little more to the right. Good try, Zerfall. But you failed to close the portal to the spirit world, and Zuul has taken over your city. You made more money than you started with, so the bank will raise your credit limit to $13,800. Your new account number is 70443100. Write this number down for future play. And I'm pretty sure that you at home, if you want to play as Zerfall with $1,300, almost $1,400 instead, you can write that number down and play Ghostbusters. As for me, let's try beating the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man again. I think you gotta be lined up kind of like this. See how close we can get. Okay, that's about as close as we can go, and... Oh! Alright, let's try this again. I remember maybe going from the church for some reason, but I can't see why I would have now. Man! Oh, he's not even stepping on me right that close, eh? Let's just... Nope. Too close that time. Alright. So you gotta get as close as you can. Whoops! There we go, that's one in. Let's... It makes him sad. Let's get one more guy in there. There we go. So we got 2 guys in. The reason why you need to get 2 out of 3 is... the only way to beat Zuul is to cross those streams. Those 2 little cats on the building, you know that was the Keymaster and the Gatekeeper. Congratulations! Thanks to you, Zerfall, the portal to the spirit world has been closed. You earn a $5,000 reward from the city. Also, you made more money than you started with, so the bank will raise your credit limit to $18,800. Right? Your new account number is 101-63400. Write this number down for future play. So once again, if you want to steal my account, go right ahead. Put your name as Zerfall and put that number in. I am going to save this state for myself, so I can continue playing this some other time. But that's it for Let's Play Ghostbusters. Well, actually, let me write this down and show you what it's like when you have more money. Just so you can... Just for the... I guess, satisfaction of saying we showed all the features of the game off. I don't even know if you need to have the name right. Probably not. Have an account? Yes, we do. Oops, that enter key doesn't work. It's on the number pad. Commodore 64s didn't have number pads. 10163400. Invalid account. Yes. No. Hold on a second here. Here's one way to check. One 1016340. Yeah, no, I totally had the right number. So this shows you the downfall of playing. Ooh, what happened there? Commodore 64 games. Sometimes even their own save system doesn't work. So we were fall, Zer. Do you has an account? Yes. Can I has account number? 1016340. Hey, it worked this time. Okay, so we have more money. More money means we can buy different cars. So we could say buy the same car. And what are we going to put on it this time? How about everything? Well, you can't put everything on it. We don't need the peak energy detector. We do need the marshmallow sensor. We do need the image intensifier. I'm pretty sure that's what lets you see the ghosts more easily. I'll tell you what we need for sure. Portable containment system. Boom. Never have to worry about buying more than one trap. Ghost bait, most important. Ghost trap is required. We only need one. Ghost vacuum. And you know what? We have enough money, so if we can fit it on... Boom. There you go. That is the way to do it. So that's like the most souped up car you can... I suppose if you get more money, you can buy a better car. But the most important part is that now we don't have to go back to base. Anyways, that's really the end of the playthrough. I probably should stop sooner, but too bad for you. You get a 45-minute video. I'm going to play for 2 minutes just to get it there. And yeah, Ghostbusters. I think it's a pretty fun game. Opinions may vary on that. I'm pretty sure all the houses turn red in the same order, so there's going to be one over here maybe. First, yeah. Random number generator was not the best on old systems. Actually, the old Nintendo and the old Game Boy, if you noticed, sometimes the first time you played a game through, the pattern was always the same, but then the second time it was different. That's because sometimes the random number generators programmed into the game or used by the system weren't that random. They never really are, actually, as random as you'd think. They're just pseudo-randomness. But the important part is that you can see here one trap, multiple ghosts. So you can go through the whole game without going back to Ghostbusters headquarters if you don't mess up. Let's end this LP on a high note. Oh... I'm Zerfall. Thanks for watching. You're probably one of my 100 subscribers, and I thank you for subscribing. It's been very fun making these videos, and hopefully you enjoy watching them as much as I'm enjoying making them.